said before, coming into the season, the pieces were kind of in place during the offseason. How much of a change was that? Just the confidence of the team, not only the coaching staff, but the players knowing we know what pieces are going to be here. Now we can just build on what we did last year.
Well, it's obviously a major advantage, and there'll be some kids that come in that will get into the mix competition-wise and so forth. But sometimes when you're trying to build competition at a position and two guys aren't there yet, that becomes a problem. Well, the competition was during the spring, and it'll continue into the fall, meaning there's nobody guaranteed a starting position, but at least we got an idea, it's between these two or three guys, and, there's some recruits that we brought in that are going to poke their head in, but, what tends to happen is when you have that experience already on the team and they know the system, the other guys catch on and learn faster. And so the learning curve, because everybody already knows what they're doing, and I think that's going to be the major adjustment. We'll start over, but the kids will get bored with it. Where at times, when they know what they're doing when they become bored with it, and so that's the point we want to get to early in the season.
Yeah, speaking on that, with Dakota, this being his second year, he did well in his first year, just coming in as a transfer. How much he relied on his legs a decent amount last year? You said his vision was a lot better coming into this season. You wanted to see what he could do passing before this year. Do you think he'll rely on his legs as much as he did last year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's going to be his strength. But the thing that he finally realized, we knew he can throw the ball. He didn't know he could throw the ball. He didn't see some routes and wouldn't let it go. Well, in the spring, as I said, he was by far the most improved player in the spring, where he was throwing the ball to the right places. Accuracy improved. It wasn't perfect. He didn't complete every ball, but there was less interceptions, less balls being thrown up for grabs, and so the progression happened. Where last year we probably got about 15 main routes that we run. We probably only ran like 4 or 5 of them, because I wasn't the type of coach that said, I'm not going to run something he's not going to be successful with and expect him to become successful with. So we limited what we can do, but part of his progression was because Colabella, Lagarde, those guys stepped up, and so we're deep at that position. And like I said, those are parts of the pieces of the puzzle that probably nobody's going to ask me about because he was a starter. But those are what I'm counting on, because they're going to push him to be better, or they're going to end up playing.
And you talked about limitations. We had a couple defensive players graduate that were big-time playmakers, Rashidi and Wood. Graduated now. Do you expect or hope your defensive line can step up a little bit more because those playmakers left, or do you feel like there's limitations on the defensive ball?
Well, again, it goes back to the kids we had in the spring, meaning we had to replace Rashidi, Wood, by recruiting and by kids becoming healthy and redshirting and so forth, that were competing already in the spring. We didn't have to wait till they show up in August. And so, those guys were already there. We've seen what they can do, and we're comfortable with what they can do. And obviously at this level, you got to be able to change your schemes and some of the things you do to match the talent level or the talent that the players bring individually. And so, like before, I'll go back to offense again. We never ran the quarterback before. We didn't have design runs for the quarterbacks in our system, but that gave us an opportunity, so we incorporated it in. Defensively, we were able to recruit corners, safeties, and get them in here in January last year. They might be new on our roster or the people outside of our program, but they've been here for a whole spring. And they've got those practices under their belts. They got the spring game under their belts. So we're, honestly, everybody that coaches football is excited about this time of year. And I'm feeling old. I've been doing this for a long time. This year has, a little bit more added pressure for me because I know the pieces are there. I just got to get them in the right spots.
One last question. Opening game against Concord. Usually throughout the year, you maybe have a couple games and try to have a measuring stick game. To see where you stand up. To have that measuring stick game almost immediately as the season starts, how does that team excited about that? Wanting to get
Well, I know you're going to have one of the top 10 teams in the country coming in. Unfortunately, you look at my track record in first games, haven't been very good. But the kids don't know that. And we've changed, some of the things we're going to do in camp is to try to make. Why have we lost? We haven't lost to better teams so far. We've been in some games. But yes, it is a measuring stick. Our kids are excited about it. We'll know exactly where we stand, whether we can compete and stay in the hunt for a playoff spot or win, whatever it is. But that's the ultimate goal, is to get into those playoffs.
That's all I've got for you right now, Coach.
All righty, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.